d4, knight f6, knight f3, e6, c4, d5, knight c3, bishop e7, bishop f4, castle kingside, e3, knight b d7, bishop e2, d takes c4, castle kingside, a6, a4, b6, bishop takes c4, bishop d6, bishop takes d6, c takes d6, bishop d3, bishop b7, e4, e5, rook e1, rook e8, queen d2, e takes d4, knight takes d4, d5, e takes d5, knight takes d5, rook takes e8 check, queen takes e8, rook e1, queen f8, knight f5, knight takes c3, queen takes c3, knight f6, queen c7, bishop d5, queen takes b6, rook b8, queen takes a6, queen b4, rook e2, bishop e6, knight e3, queen d4, h3, g6, bishop c4, rook b6, queen a8 check, king g7, bishop takes e6, rook takes e6, queen a5, knight e4, queen e1, queen takes a4, knight d5, queen d4, knight c3, knight c5, rook takes e6, knight takes e6, queen e3, queen takes e3, f takes e3, king f6, king f2, knight c5, king f3, king e5, b4, knight d7, h4, h5, knight e2, knight b6, knight d4, knight c4, b5, knight b6, g3, knight c4, knight c6 check, king d5, king f4, f6, knight e7 check, king e6, Knight takes G6. King F7. Knight H8 check. King G7. King F5. Knight D6 check. King E6. Knight takes B5. Knight F7. Knight C7 check. King D6. Knight B5 check. King E7. Knight C3. Knight D6. Knight D5 check. King E6. Knight takes E3. Knight E4. F5. Knight D6. King G6. King E5. Knight G4 check. King F4. Knight H6. Knight C4. King F6. Knight E3. King G6. King F3. Knight F7. King F4. Knight H6. Knight D5. Knight G8. King E3. King F7. Knight F4. Knight F6. King D4. Knight E4. Knight takes H5. King G6. Knight F4 check. King F6. Knight D5 check. King G7. G4. Knight D2. King E3. Knight C4 check. King D4. Knight D2. G takes F5. Knight F3 check. King E4. Knight takes H4. F6 check. King F7. Knight E3. King takes F6.